Hello, hello, hello. We are live. Happy Friday. If it's not Friday for you and you're watching a replay, happy insert day for you because guess what? We made it. So you made it through the week. You've been making it through this historic 2020. And I just want to raise a glass to you. I got some sparkling water and some frozen strawberries in here. So I'm super excited. Hello from Atlanta. And I said on Sunday, I was going to be going live today on Friday, and I'm here. And I said that because I was not going to wait on the results of this election to decide it was going to be an amazing week. Hello, hello. So if you're joining, you're watching us live, hey, to our Shine Army community. If you're not already in our Shine Army community, what are you waiting on? Join the Facebook group. And if you are, so good to see you. And I'm live, so make sure you click the link that allows for your comments to show so I can give you your love. But hey, boo, I see you in these comments. And I want to get to the point because I am a Black girl in Georgia right now. So you know I'm feeling all the feelings. So cheers to Friday. And I even like pop some popcorn because let's talk about this election, y'all. Okay, this election, you got to get some popcorn, okay? Because my Lord, prayer works, y'all. Keep praying. But as you saw in the title, my God, I want to talk about my girl, Stacey Abrams. Good to see y'all. Hit the share button if you know somebody could use a little pick-me-up on a week like this. Hello, hey to my cousin, Kim Leah, who's from my hometown. Well, not my hometown. My mama's hometown of Barnwell, South Carolina. I'm in my hometown of Atlanta, Georgia. This is probably one of the proudest days of my entire life that I have been so excited to say I'm from Georgia. Oh, my God, y'all. What? Georgia going blue? Like the power of declaration. Because I didn't see today, I didn't even have the faith for a day like today. But Stacey Abrams did. And 6 years ago, Stacey had a plan to say, we can flip this thing. Because why would we call this Chocolate City? Why would we have all these people who look like me, all these Black people here, and we don't have policies and politicians that reflect us? So this is not about politics, but life is politics. People are politics. So I'm not afraid to talk about politics, but I want to talk about the power of intention and the power of a declaration and what happens when you declare something and something else shows up called defeat. Because one of the reasons, hello, hey Rose, hey Joy, one of the reasons I had to take it all the way down this week and I cleared my schedule Tuesday is because 2 years ago, something happened. 2 years ago, Stacey Abrams ran for governor of Georgia, y'all. And as a round brown girl from Decatur, Georgia, seeing a round brown girl from Georgia run for the highest office in our state, I was scared to hope for a win. But as she won the primary, I was like, whoa, is there a chance? Whoa, could this actually happen? So I'm real time trying to getting excited 2 years ago, but also not wanting to get too excited because I'm trying to protect myself from disappointment. But finally, I could not get excited. I got aboard the Stacey Abrams train, and it was the first time I ever knocked on people's doors asking, are you registered to vote? Can I talk to you about Stacey Abrams? I did calls 4 years ago. I wore my pantsuit. Hey, y'all. But I want to talk about Stacey for a second. Good to see you. I'm just feeling I got my popcorn, grab you a drink, come back and catch the replay because let me talk about this real quick. Okay, so 2 years ago, 2018, Stacey runs, HBCU graduate. She went to Spelman College. Stacey Abrams writes romance novels. So I just became a whole Stacey Abrams fangirl. I literally bought all of her romance novels. She writes under another name. I have all the copies of the romance novels Stacey Abrams owned. Like that was like how enthralled I was with this woman. And so let's fast forward to the election. At the time I was still living in New York. I fly home to Georgia to vote and do some more campaigning. And baby, 4 years ago when Hillary Clinton won, I had my pantsuit on. I was going to Javits Center to go, and something in my spirit say, I don't need to be in all these people. So fast forward 2 years later, it's the night of the election. I'm like, let me go on downtown. I'm going to go to her headquarters and go and hopefully it's a victory. And I'm in the parking lot downtown at the hotel and I couldn't get out the car because I said, if she lose, I don't want to lose it in front of all these people. I was so emotionally invested. And so the election for Stacey Abrams wasn't called that night, but I left the hotel, went by Krispy Kreme, bought a half dozen glazed donuts. How y'all doing? I'm gonna get to the point. Okay, get a half dozen, and I go and I like maybe eat a donut or two or three. Don't judge me, okay? It was a stressful night. And Stacey Abrams, let's just break it down for what happened. So Stacey Abrams registered thousands, tens thousands, 80,000 people to vote in this state I'm in, a state that literally has the largest Confederate monument in the world, right? I don't live far from Stone Mountain. Me and my dad go walking Stone Mountain, and it's like they have Confederate people who thought it was okay to own people who look like me, people who went to war to have the right to own me as property. Like, that's the state we're in. And that's what Stacey said, you know what, I'm going for it. And so 6 years ago, she set out to register people who look like us to vote. And then fast forward to she runs for governor, and she actually has a shot at it. And she actually more than likely wins, because we have a governor in the state of Georgia who was the lieutenant governor at the time, who how you going to referee a fight that you going to be in? So anyways, this is not about 2018, but I just want to set the scene of what I'm feeling in this moment and why I'm eating this popcorn instead of donuts. Hey, cousin. Hey to my cousin, April. Hello. She was robbed in our face, but because the thing is, why today is so important and why my heart is so full is, what do you do when you feel defeated? Because, my God, I'm so grateful that Stacey had a vision. I'm so grateful that she did not let defeat define her, because she put everything into that election. And the press, she put it all on the line to go up for something that was unheard of, let alone a Democrat. We're not just talking a Democrat governor. We're talking about a round, brown woman as the governor of this southern, historically racist Confederate state. Like, it was more than a notion. And she went for it, and she lost. And today I just want to talk a second around what happens when we lose. What happens when you catch that L, right? She put everything in. Felt like I was more devastated than she was, because she was focused on a day like today. She still saw that coming. So don't be short-sighted like I was, where I was like, oh my gosh, this was like, I was devastated. I didn't realize how devastated, to be honest, I was about Stacey Abrams' loss until the last 2 years with the presidential election. And like, I was excited for Kamala to win, but I was like, girl, I can't get as invested in this race as I did with Stacey, because that thing like to gut me. And more than gut me, why did it hit me so hard is that it made me think of all the Black women who, because they were Black and a woman, had been robbed. And so it made me feel the heaviness. Like, I'm a Black woman. You see this skin. I felt, when Stacey Abrams lost, I felt the weight of my skin in ways that I hadn't fully felt, because I had been very privileged and blessed. And so a day like today reminds me, of what God says, like, weeping may endure for a night. And it's been hard. It's been a hard 4 years. It's been a hard 400 years. And yet I'm still believing in the blessing. I'm still believing in the promised land. And the idea that a Black woman had the audacity to run for governor in this state, to organize thousands of voters, and then to face defeat and not be defined by defeat. So after she lost, she set up Fair Fight, which is incredible. You should check it out. They have great stuff. But just the idea that her work was not in vain. And so I just want to encourage you, if there's something where you feeling defeated, you feeling like, man, like I felt that night, or I felt that week with Stacey Abrams, I felt the way, I ain't gonna lie. But I'm just excited. I mean, y'all got me all in my feelings. And believe in the audacity. So I was supposed to be calm. How y'all doing? Let me know. So I do want to ask you in the comments, just from a 1 to 10 energetically, how you feeling? It's Friday. I just want you to check in for a second. Let me put the popcorn down and let's just get grounded for a second, because I just came in like a barracuda. But like this, just, you made it through the week. We made it through. It's November 2020, y'all. And like, there are literally thousands of people who didn't make it. And let's not make light of that. There's people we love who are grieving. And so we get to honor our heartbeats by showing up. So just take a second, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. How you doing? Good to see you. All right. I see some 7s. All right. So how you feeling 1 to 10, right? And my next question is, what do we need to do to get you to a 10? I see some 8s, right? And how do we stay at a 10? Let's say Georgia flipped back red tonight, right? It ain't over till it's over. Let's say like we get this far and are we still believing that it all still worked for our good? Are we still standing on Romans 8:28, that all things work together for our good? And so even though I say, that's one of my favorite scriptures, I haven't always lived that. And so what I got reminded of today, and I just saw the long ride to, you hear the long road to freedom. You think about this year, we lost our congressman right here in Atlanta, John Lewis, right? A long walk. And the idea that it won't be overnight, the wins won't always be quick. Like we see this week, the win is not quick, but the race is given to those who endure. And so I just had to come by and just do a salute to Stacey Abrams for her endurance. And I am encouraged and inspired to step up in my endurance. Where will I not let a short-term defeat get me distracted off of the long game, right? How will we keep moving forward? And most importantly, just keep believing that, there's nothing that we go through that can't be flipped into something good. This year has been very nostalgic and reflective for me. I'm celebrating 15 years as a cancer survivor. I'm celebrating ending a war with my body and really finding home with myself. All right, just a headache, but I'm hopeful. Okay, I'm reading the comments. Yeah, so I just say to you, we didn't make it this far just to make it this far. I wish I could whisper into my ear 2 years ago who felt devastated by, and it was worth, she was robbed, and the story doesn't stop there. So if anything, this reminds me is do not let what feels like a defeat, which is really just a short-term or a falling, be the ending. So that was not the ending of Stacey's story. That is not the ending of our story. And the storms you are going through in your life are not the ending of your story. And so we're not going to let the storms define the story, because it was a storm for Stacey to go through and put her all in and have her election be taken from her the way it was and to feel like there was no recourse. But justice came through today, okay? I'm just claiming that Georgia is going to actually be a blue state. I have never voted for president while living in Georgia. I've mostly not lived here, so this is my first time voting here for president. And boy, does it feel good to know that I got to be in the number. And the last thing I want to say to you on this Friday of an election week, of an election year, where our votes literally are our voices, is every day you get to vote. Because what we are seeing, and I look at the results from this election, and you look at what people chose, who people chose, and you're like, wow, this man could do all of these things, and that's still your pick. So it's very sobering. No matter what the results are, it's so much work ahead. But I want you to know the election reflects the reality that we live in. And so I'm committed to creating a world and being of support where people who own and honor who they are. Because when you own and honor who you are, you're not okay aligning yourself with someone who has no respect or regard or love in their heart, who does not respect women, who does not respect human life, who does not respect science. And so what it tells me and what I've been praying over is for the deliverance of people who have not found love within them, and so who are aligning themselves with someone who clearly has no love in their heart. And so I just say that to say we get to vote every day. So I just want to encourage you, and I'm being called for myself, to say, how can I vote every day my values? How can I vote every day my principles? How can I vote with how I spend my money? So I've been very intentional around the companies I spend money with and who I don't. I went through doing all of this, the reckoning that is happening and the racism that has been in this country since its inception coming to the surface. I look at companies. I'm like, oh, you didn't have energy for Black Lives Matter. You can't tweet that. Then I don't need to give you my $200. Why am I going to pay money to people who don't respect my life? And so we get to vote with not just this week, but we get to vote every day with our decisions. We get to vote in our families. You get to vote on how you're going to spend Thanksgiving, who you're going to forgive this year. You get to vote on how you talk to your mama. Okay. You get to vote every day with your daily decisions. We get to vote and choose the type of world we want to live in, where we say Black lives do matter, where we say it's safe for women to walk the streets and we're not defined by what we wear. We get to say we live in a culture and a society that it's not okay to ever put a child in a cage, right? We get to vote every day, and it starts in our communities. It starts at home. I ain't gonna preach, but just to give you while I got you, if you're watching this long, I am preaching the Sunday service at my church here in Atlanta, Wheat Street Baptist Church, next Sunday, November 15th. So, stay following along. And I'm excited. My sermon, or not, I feel weird saying sermon. The message is called Break Me Off a Blessing. And particularly for a time like this, even though it is the season of Thanksgiving, even though it is a month of gratitude, it can be a hard time to feel grateful, which is when you most want to feel grateful, when it don't feel good. Okay? Amen to Rose, who's a 27-year survivor in spirit. And so I just wanted to come by and encourage you to get your Stacey Abrams on, encourage you to dust off any of your dreams that you felt like got defeated, or anything that felt like it tried to take you out. So you didn't go this far just to go this far. And so I'm so grateful for her example, that she literally has impacted the entire world by willing to just say, I believe that I believe that there's more than what I'm seeing. I believe that there's values that I get to take to the world. I believe that every voice, because what she really said, I believe every voice deserves to be heard. I believe that there are people who don't know the value of their vote, right? Who don't know the value of their voice. And so I just encourage you to keep going, to keep knowing not just your vote counted, your voice counts, your daily decisions count, and you get to dust off any dream you have that it's time to pick it back up. So get your Stacey Abrams on. Listen, I'm a cheers to Stacey. I'm a cheers to you for showing up. So toast. Okay, it's just sparkling water. So, but everything can be celebration. And I'm gonna pick back up my popcorn and go see if they officially called Georgia as a blue state. Oh my God, y'all. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm loud. I'm sorry if you're somewhere watching and I got loud. I'm sorry. I'm still a girl in Georgia. But we're so excited. I love that. She said, vote with your heart and your voice. Okay, I'm just going to seal this with a quick prayer because it's on my heart and I should pray. God, we just thank you for this gathering. I thank you for this happy hour experience on the first Friday of a new year. And I can open my eyes and look at you and talk to God at the same time. God, I just thank you for anyone and everyone who is watching this right now. I ask that you continue to encourage them in every area of their way. I continue to let them know that you are God's beloved child. God loves you. I love you too. And it's an honor to share this space with you. It's an honor to share this planet with you. And listen, dust that off. Get your Stacey Abrams on and keep voting because we need you. All right. Love y'all. Talk to you later. And I'll be back. So as a heads up, starting next Friday, you'll be able to actually come. I'm going to do this live in Zoom. So if you got questions, you want to talk, you want to grab your drink and come join me live, I'll be live next Friday in Zoom and we'll be broadcasting. So look out for the link and join the Shine Army Facebook group. And for more, you can go to shinearmy.com to learn more about our coaching and programs and more about me. And I'll see you later. All right. I'm excited. I'm still going to be giddy. All right. Love y'all. Later. Hello. Come on.